What if your 100,000 follower Instagram account vanished tomorrow? For DJ Hiroko Yamamura, it wasn't a what if, it actually happened. We obsess over followers, likes, and reach, believing our social media presence is our career. We pour hours into content, convinced it's the only way to get booked, build a name, and prove our worth. The thought of losing it all, a ban, a hack, a deletion, is terrifying. It feels like a career nightmare. Could you survive? Would the gigs dry up? It's the ultimate test of what really matters in this industry. But what if losing it all wasn't the end? What if it was just a setback? Hiroko's story is shocking, but her perspective is even more surprising. She reveals exactly how her 100K follower page disappeared, why it didn't kill her career, and challenges our fundamental assumptions about social media's power. This might make you rethink everything. Let's hear directly from her. What I think this ties into is you're talking about the importance of just being out there in person, IRL, because a lot of people think that the ticket now is social media, and it can be.
It can be.
But you, and we talk about what happened to your social media now, your social media wasn't showcasing your DJing necessarily. It was, but the ratio of that to shit posting was, in favor
Can we swear?
of all you want.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, this isn't, oh wait, they swear on Sirius too. This isn't FM radio. Your shit posting ratio was much higher. So am I correct in assuming like just being out was a quicker accelerant?
I think for when I was doing things, that was a factor, right?
I was trying to type in your username and it wasn't coming up. I'm like, did this bitch block me? Did I offend her? I couldn't find you.
My Instagram got deleted.
Oh my God. Talk about a rough road. So what happened?
So, first off, it's completely my fault. So I had a meme page that had been running for years. I used to also work in other media outlets doing, done radio, I've done writing, video game reviews, all sorts of stuff. So I've always kind of just been on the internet, just posting dumb stuff. So once being able to post funny pictures became a thing, and a compulsion kind of in a way that got out of control during lockdown because I had nothing else to do. But I didn't own any of that. And copyright is a real thing. And I got dinged for it multiple times. And unfortunately, the one thing that got me was a series of AI images, which I understood by the terms of the platform were not copyrightable. And copyright's a very specific thing, right? And went through a whole process. Basically, I'd gone to ADE, landed, and all of my social media was disabled. So I got hit with a copyright violation. And unfortunately, and I had a lot of people at Meta try to help out.
That's nice.
Bless their souls. But it's a legal thing. And unfortunately, it was a creator account. So I was monetizing the page. So we hit this point that the option to pay back what I've been paid by the platform came up. And I was like, I'm good. I'll just start a new page.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that serious.
Yeah, but it's also like it was also just a meme page. So it's
I did look forward to them every morning. And I remember we talked about how that it was like, you were talking about how as a consumer you look at what you want to see, and for you that wasn't flyer, look at me do this, look at me do that. The memes brought smiles. It was funny. It was cathartic for you. And it was a great marketing strategy because it just differentiated you. And so it sucks that it's gone. But did you kind of know you were skating on thin ice?
Oh yeah, I got reported all the time. I think it was so I would get shadow banned all the time. And I think one day Gwyneth Paltrow had reposted one of my memes, and I just got spam reported. And it was something kind of somewhat offensive. And that's when I knew, I was like, oh, this account's going to get taken away. So I always kind of knew it was there. But at the same time, while social media is important, it's just a page, right? It's just a thing, and you can rebuild it. And like people would sometimes criticize me and say, "Well, you get bookings because of your social media page," and I'm like,
That's
well,
stupid. That's not. That's.
I mean, sweet if so, but
I
did
hardly
so much,
doubt there's a correlation there.
Most of the time, people go looking for something. So when you rebuilding a page, people come looking for you if they want to again. There is this like 1%, and that's who people are comparing themselves to all the time, like the ultimate success stories. That's who we're seeing on social media, right? We're seeing like really the cream of the crop, the most successful DJs in the world making the most money. If when you say house music and you can only rattle off 30 DJs you like, you're really talking about the 30 most famous people or most successful people at that time. And there's this whole world in between there, right? I think going out and being engaged, I think it's weird if you really like music and you're not. Like if you love a certain type of something, this wasn't really readily available when I was a kid though. So that's how I had to go and hear it. Maybe now you can absorb community and culture through Twitch or communities online, but those tend to stay in those spaces then, right? So if you're like, okay, I want to play such and such club, and you've never been there, what are you talking about, right? So you're not even being realistic about what your goals are. But it's also like when people go out with the intention of like networking or meeting people, that is just as, I don't think that's really helpful either, because they're kind of disingenuous connections, right?
And you can always tell.
You can always tell
when someone wants something from you.
Absolutely. And that's like a muscle you build, unfortunately. Like until you're in a situation that they're asking you for things, or like they want to collaborate with you. They're like, we should do a track together. And you're looking, you're like, you've never even played a song of mine. Why would you want to make a track with me, right? You do have to let people know what you're doing at a minimum, right? Like, and the previous establishments, the magazines, the ways people would communicate 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, those don't exist anymore. And the reality is, if you're a 21-year-old person, this is how you hear about stuff. Some people consume all their news through TikTok and don't turn on the television, radio, whatever. And like, I don't necessarily understand that perspective, but you can't say that's not a fact at this point. So then to think, well, this person who is on this platform is not my fan. Well, you don't even have a single piece of content on this platform. How are you going to expect this person that consumes everything through there? Whether or not you think that is the right thing or not is irrelevant, because that is what they're doing. So trying to, let people know it's okay to say, here's what I'm doing, showcase it in a beautiful way, right? If you're going to post a video, don't post a shitty one, right? Like post one that is like inviting. So if a promoter or even a friend, or you're trying to like hang out with a girl or something, and they look at that and they're like, oh, this person's cool. You have control of it in a way that you never had before, right? You would have to get written up by a magazine before, or get a review on a blog or something. So it's actually an excellent opportunity to kind of control that narrative.